So if you are tired of not getting the result that you want, or just that you think that things are moving way too slowly, I'm going to talk about that in this video. And for sure, by the end, you will know exactly how to skyrocket your result and move a lot faster. Let's get to it. First, I want to explain to you what the idea of 100x work mean, because this is at the core of what you need to do. If you want more results, you need to work more. But here is the deal. We have limited resources. And so the only way you can actually do 100 times more work to get 100 times more result is actually by focusing on the things that will get you 100 times more impact. Because the way it works, as I said, you have limited resources. And so by focusing on the tasks that actually are having more impact on your business, this is going to fast track your success. But if you are not allocating more time and resources to do 100 times the work on that, you will get just half the result. When things happen and you are getting 100 or even 1,000 times more result, is when you combine the two here. You are focusing on the most important things that will actually move the needle a lot, and you're putting a tremendous amount of work on it. Now let's move into understanding how to identify those high impact areas so you can produce more result. So imagine channeling all your effort into only one task, and that task is actually the task that will skyrocket your result. This is exactly what we need to understand, the mindset we need to shift here. So what are those 100x tasks? Those are the tasks that are going to create what we call leverage. Leverage is for every unit of work, let's say 1, you get 10. For every hour that you put in, you get 10 times more result. That's pretty much the key elements that we want to identify here. The idea of having a task that when you spend more time on it, you get more result. That's going to also depend mostly on the constraint you have of your business at any given time. So to identify those tasks that will actually yield the most result, you need to first identify the constraint of your business. And those constraints are going to be what's limiting your growth. And once you identify those constraints, that's much easier to identify the consequence action that will lead to more results. For instance, I'm taking the example of me at the moment. The constraints that I have are, first, the time I need to spend on coding to build my app. And second, the time I need to spend in order to create content to grow an audience. Actually, that's not the constraint. The constraint is the fact that I don't have an audience. So I need to create an audience. To create an audience, you need to post content, and to post content, you need to spend time on producing content. So pretty much coding and content are the two main constraints of me at the moment. And so spending all of my time on those two tasks is going to yield the most amount of result. But there is also within that understanding, okay, how do I actually make it even more powerful? Well, I'm creating an app to help content creator grow. So the way I like to create synergy is actually the app that I'm building is actually to help me produce more content and be more efficient. So on the content side, by focusing on coding, I'm also focusing on content because I'm going to create an app that allows me to produce more. And on the other side, I have another side project that I do at the beginning of each morning, which is about automating coding. So in terms of leveraging it on a task that can create a ton of leverage, that's pretty much the highest point. Because if I automate coding, that automate content, that automate the audience growth, I'm pretty much hit here. So that's kind of the thing you need to think is, okay, I have limited amount of hours in my day, but there is tasks that will lead to way more results over the long run. What are those? Then we need to focus more on how to actually build that into our routine, in our daily routine, so we actually get things done consistently over time. So in order to get 100x more result by focusing on the tasks that are 100x, you need actually to build a good daily routine that will focus on that will have time blocks. And so those time blocks, that's something I like a lot, because having time blocks allow you to make sure you have in your day time reserved for those tasks that will actually yield the most amount of result. And so building your daily routine around those blocks, and you can switch them around throughout your weeks and so on, but at the end of the day, having blocks for every most important task, and normally if you do it right, you only have one, but I know for myself that that's complex, because I have three 100x tasks if I want to achieve the goal that I want. And so that's very difficult for me to get under 3. So what I do is actually I have multiple blocks of time for each of those throughout the day. And so what I do is I switch back and forth between each of them to get things done and move forward. For instance, I produce content here for this channel. I produce content on the evening as I train for golf. Because the 3 main things, as I told you, is for me is content, coding, and training. Those are my 100x tasks that will yield 1,000 more time result. Because all of the reason I'm coding and I'm creating content is because I want to go to the PGA Tour and become a professional player. But to do that, I need money. So what I'm doing is I'm building a business that will generate money. But to build that business, I need to code, to build my app, and in order to make that business successful, I need to create content so people know I exist. So pretty much, if I stop training, I will not reach my goal. Okay, so I have to train. I don't have a choice here. On the other side, if I don't code my app, I will not make money, and I will not have the money to achieve my goal. So I have to code and build a product that I can sell. But also, if people don't know that I exist, well, how am I going to sell anything? So I need to create content and make people know I exist. So that's kind of, I believe that I am in a very complex situation, and most of you are probably having a lot simpler situation than me. But see that even with a very complex situation, I managed to, if I count correctly, I have, I believe, 3 hours. 2 hours, no, 4 hours, no, 3 hours, I would. Here, 4 hours. I believe this is how much I managed to get done in a day, and so I managed to do all of them every day. No, so that's, and doing that consistently, yeah, there is only one day that I take off, the Monday, pretty much. And then all the other day, I'm actually getting done everything. So that's how it's done. Then we have and I want to share with you this idea of consistency, because that really have changed the way I'm thinking with this idea of time blocks and the hour I'm spending consistently every day. Actually, what happened is I have built this routine because I wanted to lose fat and so on. But I wanted also to move forward with my business. And what I did is I did consistently every single day the same routine. And something very interesting starts happening is actually I'm building momentum. Even though that's not a lot, I'm not doing a lot every day, but because I'm doing it every day consistently, I'm building momentum, and that I start feeling that I'm getting faster and faster, moving faster and faster, even though on a daily basis I don't feel like I'm moving the needle a lot. But because I'm focusing on those tasks that actually yield 100 times more result, even if I'm not feeling that I'm doing a lot of progress on daily basis, results start compounding tremendously. And so that's kind of the idea I want to keep you to keep in mind of consistency. Consistency build momentum, and momentum build result. And if you are doing consistent task, consistent action on tasks that actually yield 100 times more result, you will get lot faster. That's kind of my main point here. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed and you got some stuff out of it. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.